Christians, and my brother here, who I believe I just did my last post in response to, you say right now you use the King James Version of the Bible to read and study, and you were just wondering which one to use. Like I said in the last one, it is best to use whichever one is easiest for you to use. I started off as a Christian using the King James Version, and I swear by it because for me it makes the most sense. Just because I've been so accustomed to it. I also do believe that in terms of the English language, it is the earliest translation made. So to me, it's sort of like the most accurate version that you can read. In my opinion, that is a translation. So, however, some will argue differently. Some say the NIV is the best translation. Some say the New King James is. Best is relative. You have to read whichever one makes sense to you. Now, there will be certain nuances that vary from one version to another, and you can point out things that are presented stronger or weaker. But generally speaking, they're all decent translations. If you study the Word of God in a more in-depth way, then it's going to be good for you to also adopt other study aids to assist you in the interpretation and establishing the context of what's being said. But if you don't have a problem with the thous and the these and stuff like that, I would recommend strongly the King James Version because that's my favorite. But I'm not averse to using any of them. If I were stuck on an island somewhere and somebody said you could only use the NIV, then that's what I would read, and I would enjoy it. The NIV, believe it or not, is a very good translation. Do I prefer it over the King James? No. But for casual reading, or like in my case, I'd use the NIV for the audio listening, like when I play it in the car, when I'm driving, or if I'm on an airplane. That's what I'll use. When I'm reading, I use the King James. When I'm studying, I use the King James. When I go to church, I use the New King James. So it depends. But if you like the King James, stick to it. You're not going to go to hell if you read the NIV or the American Standard Version or the ESV or any of the other versions. So you're going to get the truth either way, because God works with the heart of men. So when you study faithfully, he'll reveal himself to you faithfully. Be provoked and be persuaded.